Okay, make sure we're not too loud or not loud enough. I think we're good there.
Welcome, kiddies. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in.
Today, let's get a drink here. Today we are drinking Simple Truth. Don't know if you can see that. Cucumber melon. Sparkling water. Maybe has a little bit of a cucumber taste, but I don't taste the melon. Actually, a cucumber is a melon, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
All right. We're just here to look at some pretty little pictures. That's all. Just a few pretty little pictures. That's all we're doing here. Nothing to get upset about. Can we make this a little larger and perhaps move it over here? How about that? I guess that's good enough. Defund the police activist goes viral after begging for help when everything she owned was
Stolen in San Francisco. The cops didn't do shit.
duh. You fucking dumbass. My glasses got something going on here. Let's just clean those off, shall we? There we go. That's much better.
Yes.
Just looking at some pretty little pictures, that's all. Nothing political. If it's illegal to hire undocumented workers, then how come only the workers are being arrested?
Yes.
Oh, libturds are such a scourge on nations. Under federal criminal investigation and on the verge of being indicted for violations of the Espionage Act. Sure. Believe it when I see it. Especially when it comes to this fucking spook who nobody knows where the fuck he came from. And the little bit that we do know about his past is very, very suspicious, to say the least. I think I've shown this on this channel before, but anyway, it's worth a repeat, I guess. Black American moves to Kenya. Villagers tell her, we want white here. We want whites here, not folks like you. Also, you bald and childless, you're not woman. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that, my fine feathered friend. German judge lets 8 men who gang raped girl walk free. Well, I'll tell you, the left, who also run this platform, they are the downfall of empires. There's nothing more despicable. Nothing. Socialist running to be the mayor of Minneapolis. If the people of Minneapolis truly elect, now I understand that for decades here, roughly 30 years, that our elections have not been elections at all. They've been extremely, I don't even want to say the F word that rhymes with mod. They are extremely tampered with. But if they legitimately elect that fucking thing, that fucking piece of shit right there, well, you deserve whatever you get. Don't forget the Mall of Georgia incident. What was that, 3 or 4 years back, where the person from that country there, Somalia, one of those who were brought over by the hundreds of thousands, by the way, just randomly grabbed a little white child and threw him over the balcony over the food court area there, and the little kid was fortunate enough to land. I don't know if it was in water on a table or what, but fortunate enough to land in a manner that it did not kill him. He was quite hurt, but managed to survive. Now, I would eat at that McDonald's. I guarantee you their McDonald's is actual food and not poison like it is here. White piece of shit. You know, I'm mostly white myself. I'm 1/4 Muskogee Creek, American Indian. But I don't mind at all calling out white pieces of shit for what they are, and this is one right here. Send this motherfucker back to South Africa. Deserves to be there and deserves what he gets there. They're now demanding the full you-know-who client list. Oh, I hope they get it too, because it ain't going to be what they think. Yes, it ain't going to be old Trumpy-Wumpy. It's going to be all their favorites, all their so-called leaders. What do all these countries right here have in common, other than they have the lowest IQs on Earth? What do these countries have in common? What do their people look like? What race are their people in, say, Chad or Guinea or Mozambique? And I would dare say that the dumbest of them all are the ones right here in the good old U.S. of A., the ones that make our major cities the homicide capitals of the earth. Oh, our country needs a good old-fashioned cleansing. Nearly 1/4 of Americans believe the dude in Germany with the funny little mustache in the 30s and 40s, nearly 1/4 of Americans believe now that he was a good person, because we're learning more and more. And this is exponential. It's not even by the year now. It's like by the week. We're learning more and more that everything that we've been taught was a fucking lie. A calculated fucking lie. Bunch of fucking commie scum. Yes, sir, they do. No business whatsoever. This thing doesn't even look human to me. That is definitely Geico commercial caveman territory right there. Yeah, James, you are absolutely right. Planned, orchestrated, coordinated, carried out by the cabal. What a fucking joke. The fuck is that thing supposed to be anyway? We are in lunatic land. rape statistics, England being far surpassing the others. And the others are pretty high. But it's not exactly the
White supremacists.
who are doing it all. It's the ones that were brought in, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, a lot of these I've already shown on the past videos. I've shown that. Oh, that's a good one right there. Oh, and thank God it died in the brutal way that it did. Fuck you, you racist piece of shit. Glad you're in fucking hell now. Enjoy eternal torment, you fucking racist piece of shit. Mazie Hirono, born in Japan. Bernie Moreno, born in Colombia. Salud Carbajal, born in Mexico. Raul Ruiz, born in Mexico. Jesus Chuy Garcia, born in Mexico. Juan Siscomani, born in Mexico. Pramila Jayapal, born in India. Raja Krishnamurthy, born in India. Sri Tanadar, born in India. Young Kim, born in South Korea. Young Kim? Sounds like a porn star. Michelle Park Steele, born in South Korea. Victoria Sparks, born in Ukraine. Ilhan Omar, born in Somalia. Adriano Espaillat, born in the Dominican Republic. Carlos Jimenez, or Gimenez, born in Cuba. Norma Torres, born in Guatemala. Ted Lieu, born in Taiwan. Stephanie Murphy, born in Vietnam. Stephanie Murphy, born in Vietnam. Tom Malinowski, born in Poland. Is any of this fucking shit legal? Has anybody questioned that? Oh, that's right. Nothing's illegal in the United States anymore. Unless, of course, you're not part of the ruling elite. And, of course, if you're white, then shit's real illegal. But anything outside of those parameters, anything goes. Anything. Young boys need a gay man in their life for guidance. Believes being around gay men helps boys develop emotional awareness, empathy, and a broader perspective. Yes. There ain't no mistaking you for being gay, pal. There's George Soros with his gay servants. African, of course. Some sort of ritual that I don't quite understand because I'm not a fucking leftist, globalist, commie piece of fucking satanic shit. They both have penises.
That's what they have in common. Yes, yes.
I would definitely 100%, at least at this point, support her for president in 2028. I'm telling you that right now. J.D. Vance, nope. He can't win a national election. By the way, I am sick, but that's okay. You can't catch whatever it is that I have by watching my video. Of course, you're not going to watch my video anyway.
Because nobody does, because YouTube heavily shadow banned my ass years ago. Yes.
Back during the era of the Great Purge, if you recall that, circa, what was that, 2020, 2021? I don't even know anymore. Don't really care. It's not like I'm trying to become a star or anything, but it would be nice if I could get some views. What names would you like Mr. T to confirm are on the list?
Just to satisfy the American people's demands for justice.
Mr. O, Prince A,
Slick Willie, Shifty Chef, the Oprah,
Doctor you know who, whose name you can't say on the internet. Doctor you know who. Jimmy Kimmel, that piece of shit pedophile. Stephen Colbert, or Colbert, that other piece of shit pedophile with a late night talk show. Tom Hankey, Mr. Hankey. Mr. Gates, the other guy you can't talk about on the internet. Love you, Mrs. Steele, Mrs. Vandersteel. Love you. Of course he was. Don't be a fucking idiot. Oh, by the way, that's the original Joey B right there, and not that clone or actor or whatever the fuck it was that was in that we were told was in office for those 4 years, these past 4 years. That's the real one right there. Super mega criminal. Well, I have a prediction for this dude. This bug-eyed, weird-ass dude right here, who, by the way, was into some very, very weird and evil shit at the Standard Hotel in Los Angeles for a number of years, in which he would dress up in Elizabethan-era women's garb and have relations with young boys who are drugged up. And it's rumored that at least one of those young boys went to that other world. Can I say died on YouTube? Can you say anything on YouTube anymore? And that this little deceased boy, well, this thing right here, this demon in a meat suit right here, went ahead and had relations with him anyway. But I got a prediction. I think that this guy is going to get the ultimate punishment. If he hasn't already, and we just haven't been told about it. Men, all penises. Average IQ of the country of Somalia, 68. Everybody knows that. The average IQ of the American inner city black culture is it's lower than that. It's probably more like 40 something. Man. Murdered, of course, for being white. Very common practice. Good for you. This fucking guy right here. The answer to that question right there, absolutely 100% for the good of humanity. This dude right here is an enemy of civilization itself. And if you don't know that, if you don't understand that, if you don't agree with that, I already see people trying to make the argument that we cannot go after Mr. O because he was president and has presidential immunity. The precedent has already been established. Everyone is fair game, including former presidents. I would like to add George W. Bush to that. No one is above the law. Not just for the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, but particularly for 9/11. Many of us know, and I didn't know, for about 10 years. For about 10 years, I believed the bullshit official narrative. I believed what we were told, that it was 19 Arab hijackers with box cutters, till my eyes started to open. Woman accused of killing man for $60. This is here in Atlanta, by the way. I recognize WSB TV. So, accused of killing man for $60. How much you want to bet it wasn't a black man that she killed? How much you want to bet it was a white dude? Then using the money to buy a chicken wing combo. You see, chicken, the idea of chicken, the smell of chicken, the thought of chicken sends these people into a frenzy, an absolute frenzy, a lunacy. I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest damn thing. You know, there's truth to a lot of stereotypes, if not all stereotypes. There's truth to it. And chicken drove this person into a lunatic frenzy that killed a man for a few dollars. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is now calling for the citizens of Chicago to
Rise up. We got to rise up now, son. We got to rise up against these white folks, against these crackers. Nah, son.
and fight against tyranny, directly urging violence. Yes, yes. If President Trump sends in the National Guard to reduce crime in the city. Yes. Why hasn't this dude been arrested? Are we going to see any major significant arrests? I hear yes, and I hear that it's probably going to be before the year's end, but I'm one of those like you who will believe it whence I sees it. So tired of waiting on it, but if indeed it does happen, can we please watch their tribunals and their punishments? Yes, yes, yes indeed. Look at this fucking wild animal right here. Oh, that's your Federal Reserve governor. Of course, she refused to leave office. And from what I understand, old Trumpy Wumpy had to order the marshals to remove her. Home outside of Atlanta. What a shocker. Atlanta. Atlanta is a mecca for you know what. You can't say it. Can't say it. Not on the internet. Valentina Gomez, who is running for Congress in Texas, declares war on Islam and Muslims by burning the Quran and says Islam must be stopped once and for all. Now, as someone who has had overseas experience with certain Muslim populations, I can say with complete certainty, based on experience, that Arabs fight like sissies. They honestly fight like sissies. They are easily defeatable in combat situations. Now, with that said, they are a growing threat in this country because of the left. The left is bringing them in for various reasons, and not just a few here and there, but by the millions. But thank God for people like this. She's Hispanic. She's a Hispanic American. But such strength in this woman. Not ashamed of her nationalism, her populism, her good sense, her common sense. Sense enough to know the danger. There she is. Not bad looking either. How you doing, Toots? Are you single? But yeah, I agree. Islam is a cancer. They've never been able to coexist with the non-Islamic world. Wherever it's been tried, it's led to very high death tolls. The males, it's male dominated, and the males believe in ownership of women. Women as property, and not just women, but children as well. And of course, animals. But the women and children are seen as livestock. Everything belongs to the men. And pretty much everything is legal for the men, including rape, including murder. Okay? So, no, we don't want it here. Not ever. And in fact, some of us would die fighting it. Gladly die.
Jail is racist.
Yeah, I guess you would believe that. I guess you would believe that. Being a fucking moron as you are. And considering that most of the violent crime in the United States is committed by people who look exactly like you. Same skin tone. Some a little lighter, some a little darker. But the same. The same. The most violent, racist, lawless, immoral, unintelligent culture in world history. The American ones. Now, that's old Chucky Wucky Schumer's wife right there. Wife. Yes. Yes, indeed. That look like a woman to you? I'm just asking. I'm not insinuating anything. Oh, heavens, no. But does that look like a man to you? Here it is in a few other pictures taken over the years. I believe I see an Adam's apple right there. And that looks like, that looks just like Robert De Niro right there. Does that not look like Robert De Niro? Who is this fucking thing? Damn sure ain't a woman. Black activists are warning that the U.S. National Guard plans to target and detain only black people in camps. Well, once again, considering that it's you mother effers who are committing more than 80% of all violent crime in this country, even though you're only supposedly, 18% of the population, I believe they say? Which makes you the most violent culture ever to exist anywhere on the entire earth, all throughout history. Never has there been a more violent, racist culture than you fucking pieces of shit. It's a plague. It's a plague. It's America's built-in self-destruct mechanism. These fucking things. I pray to God that there's something going on behind the scenes. I know that supposedly the military is going to be deployed to 19 cities across the country. I pray to God that this is an effort to finally do something about decades of extreme American black violent crime. Actually, what I hope for is far worse than that. I would like to see a gene-specific bioweapon released which only targets certain... You know what? Never mind. Can't say that on YouTube. Let's just move along. What do these three people have in common? Do you know? I know.
They all have penises. Yes. Yes.
Penises. I'm so tired of being told that these people are trans. No, they're not. There's no such thing as trans. Maybe you can call yourself trans if you have your penis cut off. Then we can talk. But you are one or the other. You are male or female, and it cannot be changed. No matter what you cut off, no matter what kind of surgical procedures you have, no matter what you think, no matter what you identify as, you are one or the other, and that is whatever you were born as. It cannot be changed. Oh, these people, they're sick. They're sick. It's a cult. It's a cult of lunacy.
Say her name. Say her motherfucking name.
Irina Zarutska, 23 years old, came over here from the Ukraine as a refugee. Killed on the train last week by a thug. Well, I would use a word different than thug. The word I would use starts with the letter N and absolutely, definitely applies to most of these people. By a thug with several prior arrests for violent crimes in Charlotte. There's nobody telling... There's no telling how many good, law-abiding citizens, innocent people, have been victimized by this fucking piece of shit right here. And notice there's no national outrage over her murder. Oh, when it's a black person, especially a black drug addict who's overdosed on fentanyl and having a heart attack with a long rap sheet, a violent crime. When it's one of those, they'll burn down cities. But when it's something like this, nothing. Crickets. Absolutely disgusting. There's your Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota wearing a shirt with a picture of a knife suggesting encouraging violence. And the shirt says protect trans kids. Yeah. Oh, I pray for war with these folks. If something meaningful isn't done by this administration, something that has the hallmarks of a solution, if something isn't done, there will be war. There will be war. And there will be a hell of a lot of bloodshed. And it will be holy, holy, holy. And there's your most recent mass shooter. Notice there was a lot of mass shootings during Obama and Biden, and then it kind of calmed down a little bit during the first Trump administration. Then it cranked right back up again under old Joey B. And now it's dropped way down again, but we had one here yesterday. Today is 8/28/2025. And once again, it's a trans. And he had inscribed on his bullet belt there, "Kill Donald Trump." Oh, no. That's his magazine. Okay. Really makes you wonder if you're paying any attention and if you have any clue as to what's going on. It really makes you wonder if these people aren't being farmed somewhere. Farm raised, as they say. Farm raised by the agency or the Bureau for specific events. The Democrat shitbag mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry. He looks like an Israeli, doesn't he? Yes, yes, indeed. Is calling on the entire nation to rally in support of transgender people. So the day after a mass shooting of white Christian children, by the way, see, that's kind of important there. Notice that these white transgender mass shooters don't go after blacks. They go after white Christian children. Isn't that interesting? But isn't it also interesting that the day after one such shooting, this fucking piece of shit right here, this internal enemy is calling for support for transgender people. You know, I don't even know if I should say it on YouTube, but I believe ultimately, again, if nothing is done, nothing official from this administration, I believe it's ultimately going to fall on the shoulders of the patriotic American people to go after certain individuals, certain traitors and tyrants and internal enemies. Is that it? Oh, no, here we go. Here's another.
My name is Candy Von Sparkle, a.k.a. Christopher. My pronouns are he, she, and they. Please join me responsibly in a call to worship.
How about no? How about fuck you, you fucking piece of shit? The mainstream church has been taken over by the radical, satanic, lunatic left, just as the mainstream media was taken over by them years and years ago. And so, no, we're not going to accept you, and we're not going to go into some building and worship with you. You're an enemy, and you're damn lucky that we're not giving you precisely what you deserve right now. You're damn lucky. 13-year-old, you-know-what teenager, not a white supremacist, by the way, charged with carjacking a woman in broad daylight armed with a pistol. He is also charged with armed robbery and assault. He was on house arrest with a monitor on his ankle and has 18 prior felonies. The little fucking piece of shit wild animal is 13 years old, has 18 prior felonies, and was out on the streets. Why was he on the streets? Somebody, and it's always in the court system. The court system, the county clerks, even in the law enforcement agencies, they have these social justice activists embedded who will make sure that the black violent criminals go free or get lenient treatment, while the white ones, the very few white ones that there are, get sent up the river, get the max. But whoever these people are, we have to start arresting them and charging them with, some very high crimes. They're getting people killed. They're getting people murdered. This cannot stand. And if the solution doesn't come from government, there's not an official solution. It has to be carried out by the people. That's our duty. That's our responsibility. That's our obligation. Our constitutional obligation as citizens of the United States of America. If government won't do the job, won't follow the Constitution, won't provide law and order, then that government must be removed. And we have to handle business, ladies and gentlemen. And then this fucking piece of shit right here, Tom Homan, this fucking disgusting piece of fucking, this bag of fucking lard, all bark, no bite Homan. Yeah, I understand that he had his office do some work which involved rounding up a bunch of illegal aliens. I get it. I understand. As far as I'm concerned, that's all about optics. After all, I don't know for sure what's being done with these illegal aliens that are supposedly being arrested and deported. All I know is this motherfucker right here, this piece of shit, keeps saying over and over again how he's going to arrest mayors and governors and people who offer aid to illegal aliens. Yet he does nothing. Without action, your words are meaningless, Tom Homan, you fucking disgusting, fat, lard-ass piece of fucking shit. You look like a goddamn bag full of regatta cheese, you fucking motherfucker.
Transgender state representative in Minnesota. Looks totally normal.
1,200 Muslim officers, 10 in hijab. I'm looking forward to another 100,000 ladies wearing hijabs in the near future as NYPD. Oh my God. It's just getting more and more absurd in New York City. It's not the guns. The guns aren't the problem. Do you get it yet? Do ya get it yet? Red Lobster is betting on black diners with its brand comeback. Good luck, Red Lobster. You were awesome back in the day. I remember you in the 70s when I was little, and it used to be such an experience when my mother would take us there on the rare occasions that she could afford to take us there. It was awesome. But then it just got worse and worse, and now look at you. Now look at you, virtue signaling to these fucking wild animals who are going to rob you blind. They're going to destroy you. And your food quality is getting far, far substandard to what it once was. So enjoy. You're going to be chapter 11 within no time, and you'll be out of existence. And fuck you. This cocksucker right here, Trey Gowdy, a trans leftist murders children at a church. Trey Gowdy, the problem is white males. This motherfucker right here. Once upon a time, I fell for his shit. I thought that he was a true nationalist. I thought that he was a true conservative. He's nothing but a fucking federal spook, and I wouldn't piss on this motherfucker if he was on fire. Fuck you. There's more to this church school shooting than just being trans. As you can see in the photo stills from the YouTube video that was taken down, the shooter had written Mashallah, which is an Arabic Islamic term from the Quran meaning what God has willed. You can also pronounce it as Inshallah or God willing. I know this because I've spent some time around these fucking people. Along with anti-Semitic statements such as Israel must fall and 6 million wasn't enough. Will we get factual answers about the true motives of this sick, evil demon? No, probably not. Probably not. And then here you go. Percentage of U.S. adults identifying as trans. There is nothing natural about this. Truth doesn't care about your feelings. We didn't have this problem 20 years ago with the same guns. It's not a gun problem. It's a society problem. Actually, let's be a little more specific. It's a leftist problem. It's a leftist problem. You understand? A leftist problem. Let's be specific. It's not conservatives out there shooting everybody up. I think this is our last one. It's always Jesus that these psychotic killers fixate on. Not Muhammad, not Buddha, not Krishna. Because the demons know there is only one real God in the world opposing them. This trans school shooter also liked to shoot at pictures of Jesus. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that leftist? Yes, it is. Uvalde shooter, trans. Denver shooter, trans. Georgia shooter, trans. Nashville shooter, trans. Colorado shooter, Aberdeen shooter, Minnesota shooter, Iowa shooter, Philadelphia shooter. And with that, my fine feathered friend, with that, I bid your ass adieu.